The Redridge Mountains are a seemingly idyllic mountain range to the east of Stormwind, where the town of Lakeshire sits as the last settlement held by its native inhabitants. Throughout the years, humanity's grip has weakened over the Redridge Mountains, whose summits initially extended much farther north. However, the summoning of Ragnaros in centuries past utterly obliterated the majority of Redridge, perpetually charring the peaceful peaks into the volcanic, searing gorge and ashen, burning steppes. In recent times, the erosion of the human domain has been amplified by incursions from the violent Blackrock clan of Orcs and the duplicitous human warlock, Morganth, whose treachery and deceit knows no bounds. As nefarious forces encircle the remnants of this human kingdom, the last few thousand humans of Redridge have banded together in Lakeshire, making whatever life they can as their nation fades away. Lakeshire can be found on the northwestern banks of Lake Everstill, its populace under the official protection of Stormwind's crown, though it maintains its independence as a sovereign fiefdom. Even as the other territories have been taken or destroyed, Lakeshire thrives as a peaceful fishing community under its own electorate, and little has changed here over the millennia. Lakeshire's villagers are as occupied with thinning the unruly wildlife as much as they are with raids from the Orcs and gnolls. They have constructed Everstill Bridge to trade with Stormwind, who in turn have sent deputies to act as sentries and guards. Still, this military aid has been found lacking, and a great deal of Lakeshire's defense has rested on the shoulders of ordinary recruits from across the Greater Alliance. Adventurers are tasked with everything from collecting bounties on Lakeshire's enemies to retrieving wayward supplies and lost trinkets from in and around the lake. And while Lakeshire is prosperous enough to reward helpful travelers, both their wealth and the security of Lakeshire are at a greater risk each day, as enemies gather to unhinge the last linchpin of the mountain's original settlers from Redridge. Orcs have taken the fortress of Stonewatch to the west, their chieftain Gathilzog hailing from the Blackrock clan, loyal to the old horde, though reports indicate that he operates outside Nefarian's jurisdiction. His orcs are few, outnumbered by humans in terms of sheer population. They have been forced into conducting ambushes outside less inhabited areas, such as Alther's Mill, utilizing brutal strength and unmatched bloodlust to ravage civilian supply lines and lightly guarded caravans. Should the survivors find aid from Lakeshire, the Orcs fall back to more defensible positions, resulting in a number of ill-fated skirmishes outside Render's camp, where the human militia have suffered irreplaceable casualties at the hands of the Orc. The Orcish presence coincides with an influx of black dragon whelps, though these dragons gather mostly around the Lake Ridge Highway, alongside other mindless beasts, adding evidence to the theory that the Orcs here are not beholden to the black dragonflight. In truth, the Orcs were only pawns, drawn to Redridge by the machinations of the warlock Morganth, whose dark ambitions sought the fabled scythe of Elune, rumored to lie hidden within the ancient vaults beneath Stonewatch Keep. But the keep yielded no such prize. Furious and unyielding, Morganth turned his back on the Orcs, leaving them to spiral into their chaotic and destructive ways. His gaze shifted instead to the gnolls of Redridge, simple, brutish creatures whose feeble minds and frail bodies made them pliant tools for his sinister designs. Under his cruel dominion, they toiled to raise the Tower of Ilgalar, a deceptively unremarkable edifice hidden in the remote eastern reaches. From its shadowed halls, Morganth gathers a tide of dark power and summons all evil to him, his nefarious plans unfolding to undo Redridge and all of humanity, even to this day. And still, the humans of Lakeshire keep to their passive ways. Their inability to act in these troubled times, an open invitation for the growing number of wicked creatures which gather around them. The legacy of this once noble kingdom, carved from the mountain's hardest stone, has been chipped away, as its dull-eyed denizens look on in indifference, the dust scattered on the winds of ash and time.